Andy Ruiz says that he would love to fight Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. He's already fought Anthony Joshua. And if you class Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury as the other two out of the top 3 heavyweights in the world, then you can see why he would pick those 2 names, rather than it being anything stylistic or having any issue with either man. Now, the Deontay Wilder fight is high on my list in terms of heavyweight bouts I'd like to see in the very near future. It would be kind of a crossroads fight with both guys coming off losses, although they're likely to have comeback fights before they face each other, assuming they do face each other. Andy Ruiz is apparently fighting Chris Arreola next in a pay-per-view, which I've already spoken about. Pretty bizarre. Then they would try and sell that one on a pay-per-view, but it is what it is. If he can get past Arreola and look good, and he has sparred Arreola in the past, Andy Ruiz, and Arreola spoke very highly of him at the time in that sparring. If he can get past Arreola, which we all expect him to, and look good, then Deontay Wilder is a great matchup. Will Wilder go straight into a Ruiz fight, or will he want to take a comeback fight? I know they've been talking about Charles Martin, but there doesn't seem to be any movement there. And you really wonder what's going on with Deontay Wilder. Why he hasn't announced a comeback date. I mean, maybe he's reticent. Maybe he's reluctant to go in there against somebody dangerous other than someone who has a belt. Is that what's going on with Deontay Wilder? Who knows? But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Wilder Ruiz, do you think the fight will happen? We can all talk about who we think would win the fight, but do you think it will happen? If you don't think it will happen, whose fault do you think it is? Will it be Deontay Wilder's fault? Will it be Andy Ruiz's fault? Will it be Al Heyman's fault? Because this is an in-house fight. It shouldn't be that difficult to make. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. And also, how do you think Andy Ruiz would fare against Tyson Fury? Because I've spoken in the past about how I think he would do against Wilder, but how do you think he would do against Fury? I think the consensus, I'm assuming, is that he'd just get completely shut out by Tyson Fury and he wouldn't really have much chance against him. And I can see the logic in that. But Andy Ruiz does have certain abilities which are unique to him. There's nobody else in the heavyweight division who can apply pressure and counterpunch on the front foot the way that Ruiz does. Yeah, we've got other pressure fighters who are volume punchers. Derek Chisora is a volume puncher. But pressure fighters who counterpunch on the front foot tend to be less common. And Andy Ruiz, I don't want to say he exclusively counterpunches on the front foot, but it seems like he mostly does that. You know, Mike Tyson was good at counterpunching on the front foot, but he would lead off a lot more than Andy Ruiz. Ruiz really does like to wait for you to throw before he throws. And very fast hands on the counter, very sharp. I've been looking at some of the footage of him training at Eddie Reynoso's gym. I think it's great for him to be around Canelo because a guy like Ruiz, if he's around winners like that, Canelo, Ryan Garcia, these kind of people, it's surely going to inspire him to up his game. Not just in terms of skill and what have you, but his fitness game. Because all those guys are shredded, you know? So, and also Frank Sanchez, who, you know, his real age aside, because I'm sure he's not the age that he claims he is. But either way, he's a fast, athletic heavyweight, Frank Sanchez, a guy who moves a lot. And I think that'll help Andy Ruiz as well if he's sparring him. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing what Andy Ruiz can do because there's a lot of potential there in Andy Ruiz. If they could get his weight down, and I've seen his legs looking like a powerlifter's legs at the moment. If they could get his weight down and introduce more head movement, because as I've said before, I think because Andy Ruiz is so overweight, he can't really bend at the waist much, okay, because he's carrying so much padding around the waist. So it's going to reduce his mobility, his ability to actually dip down and, move his upper body from side to side. If they can get a lot of that off and get his weight down whereby he can still retain his strength, because sometimes when a guy loses a lot of weight, he can feel, drained from all the training of getting that weight off. Sometimes their calorie intake is cut so dramatically that they just don't have the same strength or energy. So if he's lost the weight the right way, assuming he has lost a bunch of weight, we'll see, because Andy Ruiz loves taking those Instagram pictures from a high angle. He loves all that camera trickery where the camera's pointing down at him and it makes it look like he's a lot slimmer than he really is. Maybe that's a red flag right there. Perhaps we should wait until Andy Ruiz is taking pictures from a normal height rather than from a top-down angle. If he's doing it from a normal height, then he's not trying to try any camera trickery, right? So assuming Andy Ruiz gets his weight down to something reasonable, I'm interested to see how good Andy Ruiz can be. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. I'm out.